Hi everyone, long time no see. Don't mind all the redness around my eyebrows. I actually just got my eyebrows threaded a little bit ago, so that's why they're literally bright red right now. I have not uploaded a video since like the beginning of October, and now it is December. Wow, good going, Dell. And what makes it even worse is the fact that I literally had uploaded a short talking about the fact that I was going to be back and uploading again more consistently. Oh man, I've been doing that crap since I was like 12 years old on YouTube. I'm back! And then proceeds to disappear for months, maybe even years. The reason that I haven't been uploading to YouTube is because I am not doing well. So most of you who have been watching me on YouTube know that I've been struggling with a lot of health issues recently. That's just been progressively getting worse and worse. And this last month especially, it has gotten really bad. My health has really declined, and I'm not gonna lie, I literally went weeks where I barely even left my bed because of how awful I've been feeling, and I've also just been incredibly depressed because of the current state of my health. I got some news regarding my health that was really hard to hear. So I've suspected this for a while now, and I've just never really been taken seriously when it comes to the concerns of my health from doctors or even people in my real life. For some context, I have not felt right my entire life. I've been labeled things like a hypochondriac. People were always like, oh, you're just a hypochondriac, you always think you're sick. You know, people would act like I was mentally unwell, and I've been sick this whole time. I have been chronically ill my entire life. So it turns out that I have a connective tissue disorder, EDS, that stands for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. There are multiple different types. I don't know 100% what type that I have yet. It's looking like I probably have the hypermobile type, but I'm gonna have to get genetic testing to get this figured out. Some types can be more serious than other types. Some can be life-threatening. I don't believe the hypermobile type in and of itself is life-threatening, but it definitely can lead to life-threatening complications, and it has a lot of comorbid conditions. Like, for example, I've talked about this before, I have POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which that has been causing me so many problems. These days, I can barely even brush my hair or brush my teeth without my heart rate being in the 150s. Sometimes it can even get up to 170 beats per minute while doing literally nothing. It's just so frustrating. I feel absolutely horrible all of the time, and this has just been the most demoralizing experience. Because first off, I have been not believed by doctors my entire life. I always felt like something was wrong with me. I always had weird health problems growing up, or just weird injuries and weird things happened to me that didn't seem right. For example, when I was in high school, I went through this phase where my right knee would just randomly give out all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like, I wouldn't be doing anything to injure myself. I'd literally just be walking, and then all of a sudden my knee would just give out, and I would be down on the ground, and it would dislocate. I have issues with my shoulders wanting to come out of place, and other parts of my body as well. And, you know, I brought this up to doctors. They didn't do anything about it. The reason for this is because since I have EDS, I have a weak connective tissue. So essentially my body is just always struggling to hold itself in place at all times. And that alone probably contributes to some of why I'm so exhausted all the time. This fatigue has been out of this world. But yet, even though I'm so fatigued, I barely can sleep. Usually 20 minutes into falling asleep, I wake up just shaking and trembling. There are a lot of things going on right now in the POTS issues, you know, playing the try not to pass out game every single time I stand up. Now that it's come out that I fit the criteria for hypermobile EDS, I have been taken a lot more seriously by doctors than I had been. Like, it's definitely looking like it's a hypermobile type, but like I said before, I'm going to need genetic testing just to be sure, because there are other more serious types. For example, the vascular type. I know a lot of people end up passing away very young when they have that, and you know, I do have some of the signs of that as well. Is it likely? Probably not, but also there's a chance. I don't know. It's scary, and I might have to wait an entire year to even get any testing done, so I'm kind of just trying to block out the thoughts that it could be more serious than it appears to be, but it's hard. The doctors I'm seeing also believe that I have some kind of sleep disorder. We've talked about narcolepsy. I'm also being tested for a ton of different autoimmune diseases. I had blood work done about 3 weeks ago. I'm still waiting for the results on that, so hopefully I'll hear something soon. My doctors suspect I have at least 1, maybe even 2 autoimmune diseases. And also because of having EDS, I have these insane TMJ issues. Like, I get so much pain in here, and it also might be what's causing my face pain that I've talked about before. I get a lot of pain like around my eyes, a lot of pressure. Like, just sitting here talking, it feels like my eyes are gonna pop out. Get pain in here. I'm actually gonna be seeing a specialist about this tomorrow. I've seen this specialist before, and we've come up with a whole treatment plan for me. And this specialist actually specializes in a lot of cases with patients who have EDS. So he's really familiar with EDS. And the reason why I have all of these TMJ issues likely stems from the fact that my jaw is extremely hypermobile, which I honestly had no idea. I thought everybody's bodies, you know, move in the way that mine can. Like, I didn't really think there was anything out of the ordinary, at least not for a long time. Recently, I've had my suspicions, but like growing up, I had no idea. I'm getting Botox tomorrow for my TMJ issues, and then I'm also getting a splint. I'm gonna have to wear it pretty much 24/7 for the first 2 months or so, and then I think it'll then just be only at night. I guess we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. I do plan on trying to be more consistent on YouTube again. Hopefully I don't just disappear for another couple months. I really did not intend on that happening, but just everything with my health started getting worse, and then, you know, started hearing that I might have autoimmune diseases. I have EDS. So coming to terms with that has been a hard thing because, you know, it's just the hard reality that I'm going to be chronically ill for life, forever. You know, before I had a lot of hope that maybe things would get better and, you know, maybe things will be better managed and overall I'll feel better, but I'm always going to have a lot of these issues, and I could have, you know, new issues pop up in the future. And just coming to terms with the fact that I'm chronically ill and, you know, I'm gonna be for the rest of my life, that's been hard for me. Like I said before, I didn't really leave my bed for a couple of weeks. Honestly, I just was kind of feeling like I just wanted to give up on life. Like, it really is demoralizing because right now I'm so sick that I'm not capable of a lot of the things that I used to be capable of. I had to drop out of school this semester, which was very upsetting, not something I ever wanted to have to do. I really wanted to get back to school this coming semester, but the way things are looking, that's probably not gonna happen unless I drastically improve before next semester starts. I'm just probably gonna be out. Life has been put on pause, and I keep thinking all of these things, like I'm 25 years old. I don't have my life together at all, and I just feel like I'm running out of time. And I know I'm not. 25 isn't that old, but I keep getting all of these thoughts that I'm just never going to achieve my goals because of my chronic illness. It kind of feels like every dream that I've ever had has just been ripped away from me. Anything that I enjoy doing has pretty much been taken. For example, I used to go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. I was lifting weights. I was actually very muscular, and I've essentially had to give that up because because of having POTS, I haven't been capable of exercising. I've become very exercise intolerant, which has been absolutely heartbreaking. And I know I can start exercising again, but I'm just not going to be able to do things the way that I used to. My goals are going to have to look different than my previous goals. And it's a hard thing to come to terms with. Brushing your hair and then seeing that your heart rate is 170 beats per minute from literally doing nothing. And then there are always going to be people who are going to be like, well, you don't look sick. Oh, but you look so good. You can't be sick. I've had so many people not believe me. These people they don't realize that when you're chronically ill, you can feel really horrible and be in a lot of pain, but you have to mask it because life goes on and you can't just always be sitting there screaming and crying. I mean, believe me, I've done a lot of that. When I started this YouTube channel, I did not see it going in this direction. I thought that I was going to mainly be making software development content, not chronic illness content, but here we are. At the end of the day, this is a diary channel about my life. And, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm going to be honest about what's going on in my life. I also just haven't been feeling good about myself as a person lately. I've been feeling insecure about things like my appearance, which I talked about in a previous video. And I know right now that's honestly the least of my worries, but I still, I felt bad about myself, especially since all of the chronic illness stuff got so much worse. And I'm really hard on myself, and I keep thinking that I'm a failure, even though I know my life isn't over yet, and there's still time to turn things around. And it's not my fault that I'm sick and that I'm not as capable as other people are, but I still just keep having these thoughts in my head that I'm a failure. I suppose I've rambled on long enough, but if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. It truly does mean the world to me, and I hope to talk to you guys again soon.